Warning. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Family, what the hell is going on? Why do we got a bunch of Philly teens out in Ghana cleaning their beaches? Why do we have our FBA children out here acting as free labor for Ghana? Oh, family, we definitely got to talk about it. Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, I seen this video. It came across my feed on X. And it really pissed me off. It really, really pissed me off. And so I'm going to play this, and then we're going to run through it as we should. Let's go.
It's the same blood that is running through our veins. Whenever you feel like coming back, please come back. My grandfather always told me one thing. If you don't know where you are going, know where you are coming from. Know where you are coming from. So wherever they have been to you over there, know that you have a home. Know how you have Wakanda, you have Africa. Motherland is still waiting and calling on you. Never forget, it all started from here. So when it's getting tough, remember that Motherland, Wakanda, Africa is calling on all of you. Come, let's bring Ghana together. Come, let's make Africa a great continent again. They know that Africa is the most powerful continent in the world. That's why they don't want us to be like them. And they lie. When our time comes, we will overtake them. Thanks. Black is power. They know it. Black is power. They know it. They are doing everything at the right time. The right time. When that time comes, all of us in unity, they are rising up and showing them enough is enough. And for that thing to happen, it will depend on you, it will depend on me, it will depend on you, it will depend on all of us. Yes, it's not only one person fight. All of us need to come together. That's why I don't like it when brothers are fighting each other. It makes me sad.
Nigga, please.
Family, notice what they're doing. Notice exactly what they're doing. They can't make any headway with that Scam-Africanism with us, the adults, people who know what's going on, people who've been in this whole situation for a while now and saw that Scam-Africanism has done nothing for foundational Black Americans or America as a whole. All it has done is given leeway to all these people to come over here and benefit off of everything that we built here in America. So since they can't get us on board, now they're using the schools, because I'm assuming that this is who put on this trip was a school. They're using these institutions to now try to get to your children in the very same way they tried to get to us when grandma was telling us that we were natives. When grandma was telling us, our grandpa was telling us that we come from whatever tribe, myself personally, the Blackfoots and some Cherokee. They know that they can't get to us because we didn't realize that these folks have been running game on us all this damn time. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to go after the children. In the very same way white supremacists go after our children. That's what pissed me off the most. The fact that without anybody giving the okay. Now, I know they had to sign the parental slips and things like that for them to go over to Ghana. They might have thought that it was just a great opportunity for them to see another culture, meet another culture, whatever may have you. But the fact of the matter that these folks took these children over there, used them as hard labor, and then try to lecture them about making sure they come back to Ghana to build Ghana up. That is disrespectful all the way around. Then they sat there and lied to them children dead in their faces. They lied to the children dead in their faces, and we're going to go over it again because I want to make sure I leave nothing out. Let me read what this says here, family, before we do, though. Ghana has Black American youth cleaning their dirty beaches instead of Ghanaians. There's an agenda to Africanize Black Americans and use them to build Africa. Why aren't Ghanaians cleaning up their own beaches? Why is Ghana expelling Nigerians but begging Black Americans to invest and build? Which is a wonderful and a great question. Let's take this from the top. First and foremost, family. When have you taken your children on a vacation, and then when you got to where you're going, you said, yeah, before y'all do anything, you're going to go clean this beach. You're going to go clean this park that's filthy. Never, not never. We don't do that because we don't offer our children up as hard labor. If they didn't do something wrong to warrant that hard labor, we don't just offer our children up for that. But right here, you see people who aren't even the parents of these students having them conduct hard labor for a whole different country. And some people might say, well, what's wrong with, wanting to help clean up the environment? That's fine and dandy. Why couldn't they take them to a trip to a beach in America if they wanted to have a cleanup effort? Why couldn't they take these children to a park in America? Certain streets in America in order to promote a cleanup effort? Why do you then travel across the globe to a continent that these children are not from, as most of them probably never been, and then when they get there, you forcing them to clean up the beaches of the people who aren't even cleaning their own damn beaches? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? If anybody says that makes sense, I'm going to have to ask.
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning, Admiral?
Because that's what it would seem like.
It's the same blood that is running through our veins.
He said it's the same blood running through their veins. This is, I want to make sure that we get all the information that they're trying to indoctrinate the children with, because it's the same stuff that they were trying to do with us. He said that it's the same blood running through our veins. It wasn't the same blood when you guys helped sell off the 368,000 Africans who was sold over to the Americas. And not just that, but the 5.5 million that was sold to the Caribbean, the 10 million that was gone and taken over to the Brazil. Were they all the same blood thin? Or is it all because you want a new breed of Americans to come over and build up your country? I would have to suggest the latter.
Whenever you feel like coming back, please come back. My grandfather always told me one thing. If you don't know where you are going, know where you are coming from.
Family, this octomoron just said, if you don't know where you're going, know where you're coming from. Let me be very clear with you. None of those kids come from Ghana. They come from America. So that means all those children who may believe they come from Ghana will go over there and get taken advantage of, just like all the other people that went over to Ghana who were Black American during the year of the return, or the so-called year of the return. They're going to be taken advantage of the same way that our brothers and sisters had land taken from them, their houses destroyed, people harassing them consistently. That's not being from somewhere. That isn't being home. You can't relax in an environment such as that. But this is what they're trying to teach our children, what they're trying to indoctrinate our children with.
Know where you are coming from. So whatever they are doing to you over there, know that you have a home. You have Wakanda. You have Africa.
Notice that he went into some fantasy land. So why them folks are over there being mean to you? Know that you got Wakanda. Sir, Wakanda does not exist. It is a fictional land. And Ghana is 100% not Wakanda by no means. By no means is Ghana Wakanda. You guys don't even have running water. You guys are taking showers outside of your house and you don't even have drainage. You don't have any plumbing, nothing. You guys are taking buckets of water and taking it to a 90-degree angle brick wall, taking off your clothes and washing yourself down with a bucket of water. Wakanda, even though it's fiction, is supposed to be the most advanced nation on the planet. You guys are one of the most deprived.
Other land, he's still waiting and calling on me. Never forget, it all started from here.
Yeah, it all started from there. What started from there? Oh, you mean the slavery that sent over the little 368,000 slaves from Ghana to America? 5.5 million to the Caribbean, 10 million to Brazil. Yeah, that's where it started for those people, not for foundational Black Americans, especially those whose lineage tied back before the founding of these Americas and the colonization of the indigenous people. Family, these folks are trying their hardest. They are trying their hardest. But now, since they said they can't get you, they're going to try to go to your next generation. Who put this trip together and who funded this trip? Who put this trip together? And more importantly, who was it that funded this trip? I wouldn't be surprised to find out that it was the African Union that did.
So when it's getting tough, remember the motherland, Wakanda, Africa, is calling on all of you. Come, let's build Ghana together. Come, let's make Africa a great continent again. They know.
Family, they're trying to use the next generation to build notoriety for themselves. It's crazy that these folks will say, come and make Africa great again, make Ghana great again, when they haven't made it great in the time that they're there. They're there right now and they're not making it great. They're kicking out Nigerians because they don't want the Nigerians there, but they're begging our children to come over there and help build up their economy. This is indoctrination, family. Get them while they're young, Walt Disney used to say. And if you don't believe that, look at all the people who defend Disney because they're nostalgia for it. And when I say defend Disney, I'm not talking about any of the, Nabisco tropes or talking points or any of the quote unquote, what they call woke nonsense. That's not what the hell I'm talking about, because none of it is woke, to be honest with you. We know what woke means, but that's what they call it. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about Disney, Walt Disney's history, their anti-Black history, the allegations of Walt Disney being a pedophile. That's what I'm talking about, family. But I digress. Let's continue.
Oh, Africa is the most powerful continent in the world. That's why they don't want to make Africa a great continent again. They know that Africa.
Notice you had one of them bootlicks in the background wooing as if he was saying something that was of significance, something that was just so profound.
Is the most powerful continent in the world. That's why they don't want us to be like them. But
Africa is the most powerful continent in the world. How is that so when you have 54 countries that don't get along with each other and more tribes than I can count that are warring with each other till this day? You guys are out here putting out Nigerians, but Africans is the most powerful country, continent, excuse me. Africa is the most powerful continent. See, it's important to have these conversations with your children now, because these folks literally are targeting them with lies and propaganda.
they lies. When our time comes, we will overtake them. Facts. Black is power. They know this. Black.
They keep saying black is power, black is this, black is that. But these folks did not even go by being black until they either reached America or our talking points reached outside of America. But yeah, everything is black, 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 blackity, black, black now, right?
power. They know it. They are doing everything at the right time. The right time. When that time comes, all of us in unity, we are rising up and show them that enough is enough.
He said they're rising up to show the world that enough is enough. Why aren't you rising up against your government? Why aren't you rising up against the corruption in your government, sir? Why aren't you rising up in order to fight all the colonizers in Africa right now and push them out? But you give this passionate speech to a bunch of children who really don't understand or know geopolitics. They might not have ever known what was going on in Ghana or in Africa as a whole.
And for that thing to happen, it will depend on you, it will depend on me, it will depend on you, and it will depend on all of us. It's not only one person's fight.
See, first of all, and I wish somebody would have been teaching their children. Somebody should have been able to stand up and say, why does another country depend on me? Why do you need me to build up your country in this your country? Why should it depend on all of us when you have all of you and y'all not doing the job? Y'all couldn't even clean your own damn beaches. We have to travel out here from America to clean up a beach that does not belong to America. Why the hell should we have to do any of this? But I'm sure if one of them stood up and said that, one of them bootlicking ass teachers would have turned around and said something to them as if they were saying something incorrect. That's why it's important for us to put this passion, this fire, this love for self, this love for who you are and your ancestral information into our children and make sure that they know that you don't owe anybody, especially outside of America, a damn thing. Everyone inside of America owes you.
All of us need to come together. That's why I don't like it when brothers are fighting each other.
But yet Ghanaians are all over the internet disrespecting foundational Black Americans. But yet Ghanaians are all within Ghana taking advantage of, running out, and stealing the land of foundational Black Americans and using the government to do so. But you don't like to see us fight. This is why they go to the children. They went to the children because people with sense would have been calling this out. Not saying our children don't have any sense. I'm saying our children are gullible if they're not given the proper information in order to combat propaganda. And it's not just our children, that's any child. It's a child for a reason. A child is gullible regardless, unless they're taught not to be gullible. Because if they were taught not to be gullible, then somebody on that bus would have stood up when he said it's all our responsibility. Somebody would have said, huh? And then he would have said it's all our responsibility to build up Ghana. Somebody would have stood up and said,
yeah, problem. Yeah, it's just not my problem. No.
It makes me sad.
I don't know what that last part said, but family, as you can see, this is an infuriating situation. To get these kids away from their parents and say they were just going on a field trip, paid for by whoever. All you got to do is sign the permission slip And your son will be able to travel outside of the Americas and see what a lot of children don't have the opportunity to see. I know how they sell it. And the parents thinking, hey, that is a good opportunity. You know, I want my child to see the world. I want my child to be able to say they've been different places. You sign it. Only for your child to come back thinking that they owe an allegiance to a group of people that has been an enemy of foundational Black Americans. And when I say the enemy, I'm not just meaning the slave trade. Because you don't beg people to come to your land, and when they get there, you treat them like dog shit. You don't do that. That means you're an enemy. You're an op. You are nothing but an opportunist. If I was to hear that from my child, I would be furious. And not only would I be furious, I would be going up to that damn school and I would be giving them a goddamn earful. But that's just me. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. How would you feel about your child being used as manual labor in a whole goddamn different continent? Not just country, continent, where they're not doing any of the labor themselves. But yet your children get there and the first thing they do is put your kids to work. It's one thing if you sending them on a humanitarian trip where they're going to be building houses and things like that. You expect them to learn something, to learn a trade, learn how to do this for themselves. Family, they already know how to pick up trash for themselves. This is completely disrespectful. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section, family. And with that being said, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you hit that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations, family. We got to have these conversations with our children. We got to have these conversations with our grandchildren. We got to have these conversations with our nieces, our nephews, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles, our parents. Well, we really don't need to have it with our parents. But what I mean by these conversations with our parents, I mean like, you know, open their eyes to this type of stuff that's going on. Because they might not know that this is how far these people are going, trying to convince our generation that they belong to a group somewhere across the damn waters, rather than what grandma or grandpa then stated to us several damn times over. The audacity of these people. And the audacity of whoever was the chaperones of this goddamn trip. But with that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm off.